little bit about who I am, into some stories that relate to, I have been on 4 congressional candidate forums in the last 3.5 weeks. Delbert, who's back there somewhere, somehow got me invited to be on the candidate forum that was related to an environmental reality conference. And then since then, all the sponsors of the Democratic primary debates have included me in their debates. So I've met with, So what I really want to talk about is this is our time. It is really the time for Greens to take control, to have a statewide slate, to be present in every race, to be a presence in the state. And this is what I learned as the Green candidate, listening to all these other Democrats kind of rail against each other. The first thing is that we really have truth and integrity on our side. We don't take corporate money, we don't take PAC money, we don't have lobbyists, for better or worse. But I'm the one that can stand up and say, this is my truth. You can't talk about these issues because you're taking money. And that's true on the most basic level. District 21 is one of the poorest districts in New York State. So District 21 is from little north of Saratoga to the Canadian border, east to the Hudson, west to Fort Drum and Watertown. It's huge. Poverty in that district is about 40%. I don't believe the traditional government numbers, and I've worked inside the federal government for 32 years as a psychologist, an organizational psychologist. I don't believe the numbers. I think poverty in 21 is 40%. So I can say that and talk about it, and the Democrats are getting kind of nervous because they haven't done anything about poverty. They haven't done anything about hunger. They haven't done anything about people losing access to health care. When I listen to the folks that I've been talking with, and I talk a lot, I listen pretty good. I am a psychologist. It's healthcare, it's basic, it's healthcare, it's jobs, it's vets, 81% of whom were exposed to environmental hazards when they served. The vets, we have Fort Drum, and there might be 30,000 veterans in this district. Veterans are the angriest and most anti-war group you can possibly imagine. We really have to think through how to reach out to them, because they are part of the Stop War movement. 2 other things I noticed. One is, my PhD is in clinical psychology. My area of expertise is group dynamics, but instead of working in family therapy or group therapy, I went into government agencies to fix and heal them. Only to figure out, after not a very long time, that the whole agency or department was broken, dysfunctional, the culture was horrible. They were doing things nobody wanted them to do. They were buying things in stupid ways. They're incredibly wasteful. And I can talk about how the failures of our federal government through the last 3 or 4 administrations, and Democrats can't. They just can't do it. Another place where I really believe the Democrats are weak, and I do believe that Republicans are incredibly vulnerable because their weaknesses are just showing everywhere. Another place where the Democrats are weak, and I've seen this in the last 4 forums, I'm the only one that says, stop the bombing. Time for a global ceasefire. I was an independent candidate for president in 2016. 1,000 people registered, only 24 got more than 1,000 votes. On that list of 24 is number 15. And I know almost every single one of the other 24 people on that list. I'm the only one that talks about war and peace building. My platform as a presidential candidate was fix government and build peace. I know exactly what to do. I was inside. I know what works. I know how to look under the hood of government. They call me the government mechanic when I was running. I can look under the hood of government. I see what's wrong. I see the broken mission statements. I see goals that don't match what people want. I see, where's our comptroller? Crazy, horribly broken contracting systems. The Department of Energy just writes checks for billions of dollars and no one, okay. Okay, 30 seconds. The other thing that I think Greens bring is an awareness of the reality. My parents met because they spent their growing up years in the same orphanage. My mom was there, her two sisters, my dad and her brother. Hard to start out more poor than being the offspring of two orphans. And what I realized is not only did I not know how things worked, I didn't even know what questions to ask. It took decades for me to understand what to ask about basic finance. I mean, you just don't, when you don't know, you don't know. And I can stand my truth on these panels and speak to my truth and have a sensitivity and a compassion about the pain that everybody really is in District 21. And that's why we're on the right side of history. The Green Party is on the right side of history. It's our time. We have truth. We have science on our side. I am proud to be part of this slate. Thank you.